An inspection failure I would see in the field for garage heater circuits would be the installer would undersize the branch circuit feeder for the heater. As an example, for a 5,000 watt electric heater, the installer would calculate the load at 21 amps and assume a 20 amp circuit would be sufficient and stop the calculation there. A typical 5,000 watt electric garage heater draws about 20.83 amps, and a lot of installers stop the calculation there, but NEC 424 requires another calculation be performed. 424.4 tells us that branch circuits supplying fixed heating equipment must be sized to 125% of the load. Once that 125% adjustment is applied, the load now becomes 26.04 amps. That changes the branch circuit sizing requirements completely. The NEC isn't saying the heater suddenly draws more amperage, but instead it's applying the minimum branch circuit requirements of NEC 424. And this is where a lot of inspections fail. The installer uses undersized conductors, applies the wrong ampacity column, or assumes breaker size alone determines compliance. And that's not how conductor ampacity or overcurrent protection is evaluated under the NEC. If an M cable is used, NEC 334.80 limits capacity to the 60° C column. That means the conductor still has to be evaluated using the 60 C column after NEC 424 is applied. That's why you may find a typical 5,000 watt garage heater on a 30 amp circuit with number 10 copper conductors. It's not because the heater is suddenly drawing 30 amps. The sizing outcome is being driven by Article 424 of the NEC. Additionally, NEC 210.28 is going to establish the overcurrent protection required for that circuit where a continuous load is involved. It's important to understand what's actually triggering that requirement in 424. It is a continuous load, but Article 424 specifically applies to fixed electrical space heating equipment. If you want a full breakdown of continuous loads, you can go to my site, buildingcodegeek.com, where I break this down in more detail. Also, if you want to be prepared to pass your next inspection, I've created simple field guides that you can take with you to the job site or actually access through your phone, and I'll leave links for the guide and the post in the pinned comments and in the description.